This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
Yeah. I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back with another episode of what is going to be Big Tyme Rants. We're going to talk about a bunch of superstars that are scheduled to possibly make a return on WWE Smackdown tonight. Is CM Punk the devil in the mess? Is he the one setting up big changes in the world of professional wrestling? We're going to talk about that and so much more. We're also going to talk about is Tony Khan losing control of his own booking? All that right here on Big Tyme Rants. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back on the Big Time. This is Big Tyme Rants. I thank you for joining me. I thank you for taking time out of your busy day. And I thank you for being here on the Big Time. We're going to be here later tonight, right here on the Value of Wrestling with your Smackdown review right after Smackdown's over. Me and Mr. Clark will jump on here and we will break down everything that has been going on with Smackdown tonight. But let's get into the potential. Let's get into the potential that there is a lot of names being rumored for tonight. We have Angel Garza, Humberto Guerrero possibly making their return to the roster on SmackDown tonight to possibly align with Santos Escobar. This could very well happen. We're also hearing that AJ Styles and maybe the rest of the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson may return. We may see Gable Stevens on WWE TV of SmackDown tonight. So it's getting really interesting, all the names that are coming up and who would be playing on this, and how that will play out tonight. Will they return? Will we get to see these names in action? Will Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza be an interesting fact into Escobar's storyline as he goes forward with Rey Mysterio and the LWO? What are we going to get from that? How's that going to play out? It's going to be very, very interesting. So we will have to wait and see what is coming up with that. News on Ring of Honor and Tony Khan. Ringside news here. Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, and that was a big surprise, you see. But a television deal has not been secured. It appears that he passed on a deal with the CW. CW ended it up with NXT, but they do not have an exclusive pro wrestling agreement. The CW wants to transform their brand into action sports space, and they are apparently in the market for Ring of Honor. He wants to market Ring of Honor alongside AEW as a package deal in 2024. Tony Khan working on that, so it's going to be very interesting what will happen to Ring of Honor, AEW, and everything else. But we'll get in that a little more. But it looks like Tony Khan had a CW deal, but maybe he passed up on it. WWE considering switching up Randy Orton's entrance music. After an 18-month absence from the ring, a lot of things in WWE changed during this time, but his entrance music remains the same. There was apparently talk about switching that up. Orton's return saw him sign with a SmackDown where he has Roman Reigns in his crosshairs. There's a chance Orton may see his WWE entrance music get switched up along the way. So we will have to see what happens. Will it be a readjustment to his already theme song, or will he get a brand new theme song? We're going to have to wait and see what happens with Randy Orton and Voices in My Head. I don't think you need to change that too far from the original, but we're going to have to see. In the latest news making its round, AEW no longer has a working plans to bring in Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné was once thought to be a sure thing for AEW, but that hasn't happened yet, according to Ringside News. Now, as we approach the end of 2023, her name is churning in the rumor mill in a big way. Mercedes Moné could make her return at WWE at this point. We could see a return of Sasha Banks, especially since Vince McMahon is not in head of creative, and Triple H, somebody that we believe that Sasha Banks had a endearing friendship or an endearing partnership with, who would trust into Triple H booking and doing what is right, especially since he booked the Four Horsewomen in NXT in black and gold era so well. So it does not look like the future for Mercedes Moné to show up in AEW is the continuing story. A lot of news and rumors is that we're going to see Sasha Banks return, maybe align herself with Bayley going into WrestleMania. Sasha Banks could return as soon as the Royal Rumble, and that could be very, very interesting. Tony Khan and his bad booking. A lot of people upset with where Tony Khan's going with his booking. He's putting matches together that are decent, but the storylines and everything else going around with it don't make it feel important. He has a big pay-per-view coming up on December 30th, World's End, and his lack of attempt to make matches to make it feel important are overshadowing everything else. If you watch the shows each week, they rather promote All In that's happening at the end of next August than the pay-per-view they have coming up at the end of the month to get you interested. We know that MJF will defend his world title against Samoa Joe. We know the winners of the Blue League and the winners of the Gold League will face each other in the Continental Classic to be crowned the new Continental Champion alongside the Ring of Honor World Champion and the New Japan Never Openweight Champion, I believe it is. I can't keep track of it. It's too many belts. It's too crazy. And these are the only matches we know that are built up on the show. Tony Khan's going to rush to make matches here in the last few weeks. It's going to not feel important. Tony Khan doesn't make it feel important, so the fans are not going to feel it's important. And this is Tony Khan's booking. We got a tag team match between the Golden Jets, Big Bill, and Ricky Starks. And the tag division AEW is definitely not what it was or what we were promised it was going to be. The overall show of AEW sucks because Tony Khan doesn't know how to book or put a show together. If you watch the promo between the four of Ricky Starks, Big Bill, Chris Jericho, and Kenny Omega on Dynamite this week, you know, it was very disappointing, very underneath what could be, or it could have been so much more. Omega didn't seem into it. Jericho seemed to be there, coming up with weird names that most of them were bleeped out. It was not a good moment for either of them. And it doesn't seem to be getting better. And AEW doesn't seem to know how to book its stars going forward. It's going to be interesting on what happens, how it plays out. Tony Khan's got to get to the ground and figure out how to fix his roster, how to save his show, especially with the news and rumors that are going on right now. It seems that Warner Brothers Discovery is big into possibly getting WWE RAW signed to the Superstation or TNT. This may be the big goal, and CM Punk may or may not be playing a big part in this. Now, CM Punk personally, I don't know if he's talked to these reps and knows these people or knows how to have connections, or if it's the factor that CM Punk has already outsold merchandise, already turned the needle in the direction of WWE, that their viewership has jumped tremendously. CM Punk is a needle mover. CM Punk is is somebody who's going to sell merchandise. And if WB wanted CM Punk when they were in AEW and let AEW create a third show and gave him time just for CM Punk to keep CM Punk there, and then they had to fire CM Punk, and now CM Punk's on WWE, and Warner Brothers Discovery is looking at making that partnership. It's going to be very interesting. And it's really weird because even Warner Brothers Discovery wanted to buy WWE at one time. So it could be interesting if we could get WWE and WB together. The crazier part for some of us older fans, I mean, it'd be a shame because what will happen is if Warner Brothers Discovery is able to make a deal with WWE and get Raw in 2024, Raw will go on to either the Superstation, TBW, TBS, or TNT. And that'll move AEW for the remainder of its time to the Discovery Channel. So that could be really interesting. Will they do a National Geographic works with Disney? So I guess Discovery will have to do its own journey into the back of what makes AEW tick. But what is crazy is a fan that's been watching wrestling since the mid-'80s, and then you go into this, to see Monday Night Raw wind up on either the TBS or TNT after all of these years almost makes me want to see them bring back WCW Nitro for one night to have a special night, especially if they're going to be on the Superstation or TNT. This could be crazy to see, just knowing that the Monday Night Wars, it would be crazy. It would be just weird to stand back and see WWE on a station that aired WCW in a heated rivalry where WCW beat WWE for 83 weeks until WWE turned around with the True Attitude Eras and opened the doors and changed the landscape of professional wrestling forever. If you're a hardcore fan, you go back to that time to even think about WWE on TBS or TNT. It's really mind-blowing. It really is one of those moments in time, like you're like, where and how did we get here? But there's a big possibility. Is this where Raw is going to go? As AEW talks with FX as a backup plan. Tony Khan supposedly talked to WBD, Warner Brothers Discovery, on Tuesday. So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out, where that's all going to go. We know that any of this could be changed at any moment. And of course, a lot of speculation is that WWE's playing a lot of things about the Monday Night Raw or the Monday Night Raw TV negotiations very close to their chest and not letting anybody know what is going on or what is going to happen. So it's going to be very interesting. Very, very interesting going forward. In final news, it looks like Jake Paul rejects high-stakes MMA fight against ex-WWE superstar Matt Riddle. Jake Paul, were they going to tangle it up? I don't know. Don't care. Who really wants to know? It's a damn shame. But, ladies and gentlemen, on the big time, lots of news going out there. Smackdown may be hot. There are a lot of superstars being reported to be seen in the area or possibly showing up tonight on Smackdown. That's going to be big. We know Rampage airs tonight, and if you're watching Rampage, congratulations, but it's a very big disappointment to hear that Tony Khan has booked the Von Erichs versus the Outrunners for Ring of Honor's 0 hour, and then also that we will see the Von Erichs team up with Orange Cassidy tonight on, I believe, Rampage. So the Von Erichs could be on TV twice tonight. That could be very interesting. Well, they'll be on the 0 hour for the Ring of Honor show. And then, not tonight. Maybe the Ring of Honor show's this weekend. I forgot. I've got to look that back up. Don't count me on that. We know that, they will be going on Rampage, even with Orange Cassidy. It's really sad what we're seeing there. And then they're going to get booked in a match on 0 hour for Ring of Honor's pay-per-view event or their big event coming up, and they're taking on the Outrunners. So, yay, that doesn't help anything. A lot of things going on. Tony's got to get his stuff straight. Got to get his head together, figure out what he's going to do with the AEW. But for now, on the big time, this has been another Big Tyme Rants. I thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your day. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you leave a comment. Leave your opinion. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Go ahead and share this video out with all your friends, family, and everybody else who loves the world of professional wrestling. And if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. We are trying to march on, and we are trying to get new subscribers. We appreciate everybody who's already joined the Value Wrestling family, and we want you to be part of this growing brand that we call the Value of Wrestling. But until next time, I'm going to get out of here and let you be.